Okay, hello. I'm going to be walking through treatment a bit here. We got 9 minutes on the clock. Show people around it. Give some more insights on the map. This is just to kind of go along with the portfolio. Give you a better sense of space of the area. So, right now we're in the lobby, and this is the current final version 5. So this is lobby, the CT spawn that we start in. We got the stairs down here, which brings you 2 ways to site. One through garage, which you can play on the sides here, play behind the box, deeper, so you can watch like park area, or take a deeper angle into heaven here. I'll jump on top of this, maybe get some guy jumping across there. Also push up to truck. So this is like the first point of contact for CTs, like you can see on the map. CTs will generally get about here, and then Ts can be coming through there, so you can molly it to stop them from doing a fast push out heaven. Or you can play up closer, stop the park push. There's smoke in there. Stop that from coming through. On site is in the like corner between garage rotation and our silo rotation here. Both of these loop back into the lobby area, making rotations quick, and you can drop back if you want to reposition. If the T's have taken site, you want to come back through like garage, get on the other side of them. So if you come out through silo as a CT, this got changed. In like version 3, I moved the entrance over here, so then you wouldn't come out looking straight at heaven, because in a lot of the sight lines I figured out, when you play Counter-Strike, you're moving left and right, because that's how you get counter strafing, and you can shoot accurately. If you're going forward, it's annoying to stop, and like you can't really strafe as well going forward. So you're normally laterally moving everywhere. If you're coming into an angle like straight, and then heaven's just up here in front of you, and you're in a small like hallway, that's hard to push. T's can hold it from heaven. And also, if the sight line's like really long, the T's are going to have a lot of information into CT rotations in lobby without having to push in and risk anything to get the information. So that's why this entrance was moved over. Another thing was the this nice board here, which is fun. It allows you to bounce nades off more easily to get them into heaven, and so you can throw them like kind of safely from behind this pillar, which is good. Site isn't too complex. It's in this corner, like I said. You can play here if you're a CT, or post plant as a T, or play around this like central box. This is the safe plant normally for T's. Otherwise you have to take space, or if you're coming in through water, planting in the corner or on this side of the box could be more safe. For smokes, in Counter-Strike, smokes are very important to blocking sight lines, so all these connector areas are large enough for smokes to like fully obscure. This is one place between the silos where you'd throw smoke, so then you have basically a visibility wall right here. Well, people can still spray through it. It's going to make taking sight easier. Same thing for the garage area over there. We also just have another box here, another location for CTs to play, and also under heaven So giving CTs a good amount of choices while not making it horrible for the T's pushing, having to check a ton of angles at the same time. I tried to make it, and as I went through the iterations, making angles so that you can be clearing kind of one by one without exposing yourself to a ton of angles. You still kind of have to know the angles, right? But it's not as bad as it used to be. This corner used to be open, so people could sit in this deep corner here, which when you're pushing out, you don't expect a corner that deep always, and it'd be tough to clear, especially coming out of heaven. Almost having to, you do a full clear of sight and then having to turn your back on where CTs are probably going to be and having to clear this corner doesn't flow well, and yeah, it just feels like there's too many angles for T's to deal with. Also on site, you can jump up on this little box lip, play there, and do a pretty basic jump up to heaven if you want to push and get aggressive. And then you have to push deeper into heaven to actually get more info. This is another thing that got changed with multiple areas of the map. So if someone pushes into like enemy territory, they're not going to get all the info immediately. Before, on one of the earlier versions, players could come into heaven here. They'd be able to see just like all the way into T-spawn, which again, with the amount of risk and reward of information you get, it was a bit too much. So adding more doorways, kind of tighter little chokes, and adding a bit more thickness to the doorways helped a lot here. So let's take a look at water door area. This is the other main area of the map, which you can come out through lobby again. Have a nice window in that silo and kind of aim at to throw your grenades. Get a smoke out there early so T's can't push out through there as easily. This is the longest fight of the map, giving you more range, so you can take duels here. It's a CT. Also has a big elevation change, which allows like T's can kind of sneak under if a CT is pushed back. So it gives it some interesting fights to take. These boxes allow you to get down. You can also drop down without taking damage as well. Play from here, and also rotate pretty easily back into sight, but you do make a sound when dropping, which is giving up information to the T's. So you might want to take the long rotation back through silo, so it's a bit of risk in giving information on where you're at. Do a quick end around here to get the timer back up. And look at it from the T point of view. Yeah, this is overview of the map. So CT's starting in this the facility, treatment facility building, and T's are starting over here in this park area. An AK for T side. There we go. So this is one change that was made after like the last playtest, because T's were getting to heaven way too quickly for CTs to like molly it or smoke it. So instead of like pushing the spawn back over here more and just having T's run further, which is a solution, I want to try to do something a bit more interesting and just not add running time, or add running time in a different way. So I dropped the spawn into a pit, so you can't jump out of here. You can boost someone up if you want to do that, so that's an option, but T's start looking this way. They have to go into this corner, and then they can run to heaven or park, which adds a couple seconds, but makes it more fair. Or the fastest fight they can take is coming out here through water and taking this fight. Or coming down the ramp, taking a lower angle, maybe sneaking down if they want to, and taking the fight into water door. And so walkways up here, and then the whole area is like water. The walkway's the elevated part. You can rotate back into electric, or into electric to walkway. Again, trying to make the map flow into itself pretty easily, so you're not stuck, committed to one direction. Electric kind of split into two levels, giving you the water entrance, but then also coming up here and going into heaven, where you're peeking into the garage fight, which is fun. People can like kind of stay in that back corner, and then coming out onto site. You do have to be careful of people playing around truck when you come at heaven, or under as well. But the board here, you can like more easily throw nades off of it to push into site. Not that one's doing much, but gotta figure out the right nade angle. Okay. Hopefully I'm not switching weapons too much. So, coming over here, this is the longest route for T's, going to park. In this area, changed a lot. It used to be the sewer area, but on the first iteration, but that just didn't feel great. The angles were weird, how you came out of the connectors. So I really just simplified it down, making it so the angles were cleaner. You can actually like just push into it pretty easily and take fights. Throw nades easily. And then also doing that kind of risk reward. You have to push more into park to actually get a ton of info. And giving you points of reference, again, to throw any nades or lineups you find. The truck's also, I kind of like it. It removes the long sight line, which I was having trouble with, and also because these are similar in position, but with the truck it breaks up the sight lines a lot, so you're having more angled fights coming out of there. And you can also, if you like really want, push in and go around. One of the last things I'll take note of here is, like, I already mentioned some of the silos, but just being able to look up into the sky for CSGO is very important to know where your nades are landing and giving yourself points of reference in the skyline. So that's why the tall silos are there. And yeah, I guess the one of the last things is giving T's like an interesting route, or I guess this just kind of developed as the map was being made. But walkway, if T's want to just push all the way up, they can get into CT spawn, and the map kind of like flips at that point, which makes T's, or makes the CTs on site have to change their angles and reposition differently, so it really flips the map, gives different fights, and is a fun part of playing a lot of rounds on it. It keeps it interesting. So yeah, I think that's generally everything I want to go over. So watch the gameplay video. I should be putting up on the portfolio as well for more actual gameplay. This is more just a walkthrough, some thoughts on the map, and giving you a idea of the 3D space, because it's a bit hard to convey in pictures all the time. So thanks.